guess that's okay. I'll be right back. I didn't expect to hit the live button, so I'll be back. Here's a 30-second infomercial from the wall, and then we're gonna do some morning readings. What are those cards? Good morning, friends. Hope you're waking well. I know I'm ahead of a lot of time zones, so I get to have a little early start. It's 7:45 here in New York. I'm drinking tea. I have this pu'er tea. I think I have a brick of it around here to show you. That I get from this Tibetan shop off the subway stop here in New York. So I got 400-gram cakes of it. It's very inexpensive. Like $7 for one of these cakes, and I'm thinking I should get 4 more because last time I got 4 in Guatemala, I ran out in a few months, and I wished I had gotten more because I also like to share my tea with people. So I did a crazy thing last night. I was making dinner at around, I don't know, 7:38, and I made a coffee because I was thinking I need to stay up late and get a bunch of messages off to people for the fundraiser drive. But then I just put it in the freezer, and I was like, look, just go to bed and get up early, have a nice practice, and then get after it when you've replenished your energy. And lo, that's what I did, and I'm really glad I did that rather than try to stay up late and pull a late night session fundraising messaging. So we'll get some updates on the drive. I have a cache of my books here in New York, so I'll read a poem from each one. This is Peons. Peons 2 is so ready to publish, but that'll be the first thing that goes back to my front burner once we get through the drive for the kids. Thank you to, I believe, Nancy, who sent $20 this morning, getting our day 2 of week 2 off to a great start. And I have now this iced coffee, which was a much better decision than drinking coffee last night to try to stay up late and fundraise. So happy for that. So this poem, I've heard some feedback from people who got this book recently. There's a poem in here that's really been resonating with people. Oh, look, I turned to it. That's convenient. Called Higher Than the Hills. This is a poem I wrote after a big hike up a mountaintop. I had a bag, I'm sure there was a thermos of tea in there, some books, some notebooks, and when I unpacked my bag on the top of this mountain and poured myself some tea, this is the poem I've been making. Higher than the hills, from the starlight still within me. I went to the hills to find myself, and found myself patiently smiling beneath the tallest tree on top of the world. I rose to greet myself and became lost in an embrace. Above, an eagle drifted, and the wind wandered through the trees, their leaves whispering about the wonders waiting behind this world. I took off my heavy bag and watched me unpack it on the forest floor. I could have carried less, I said. You are allowed to live the life you have wandered into, I replied. Just keep coming back to me when too many joys begin to burden your bag. I will always be waiting for you to wake and wander outside, and in wonder see yourself see yourself as someone worthy of basking in the light of 1,000 stars. Learn to love all that you carry, and lift each task like the wine of your wedding. Your spirit married this body for you to find out that forever is a fragrance that flies from the flower your heart visits, like a bee making love with the body of life. As you were learning to live, life was learning your laughter, and studying your smile for clues of who is the father of this sun, begotten by a breath of solar wind, then suckled by the softness of a world where delicate lives are lived beneath an ever-changing sky, where oceans travel in clouds to faraway corners, so the children of dreams can chance the dance of becoming everything beautiful by losing all fear of taking flight. So there's a line in here that I think sums up the sentiment of this poem, and that is, you are allowed to live the life you have wandered into. You are allowed to live the life you've chosen to live. You need no permission slip from anyone to live the way that feels best for you. Hello, Ruzgar. We're live on YouTube too right now. There's two. I won't try to show you the cameras because then I'll have to move them. We hear these words like you're enough, you're worthy, and those words enter our minds. And what takes a lot of practice in life is bringing those words into our heart, is really embodying them. If we have an affirmation practice, I am worthy, I am worthy, we only need that practice for the parts of us that don't believe we are fully worthy, living the life that feels best for us. So feel free in the comments to add your own thoughts and reflections on these notions. I'll keep moving through the book. So this is from my book, The Upwards We Could Still Climb. The poem is called This. This world, a timeless way, new to me this way to be fully free, to walk away from loops disguised as paths onwards, to glimpse the upwards we could still climb. Give up, I tell myself, on all the escape plans hatching in the murmurs of mind. Echoes bounce around caverns I can't see nor escape. If I escape anything, may it be doubt. If I evade anything, may it be this way of worrying that winds its way around my neck and pits my day against my night. What alights at these words? Plant it in fortitude. Fertilize it with what eludes all wavering. You will not leave the shadows you have not seen. Look firmly in the eyes to sink into the ocean of endless understanding. Not until you find forgiveness for all the madness. Not until you hold your gladness to your heart like a bandage to a wound. Will you ever find relief in this life? And never unless galvanized by the goal of healing to help us all. If this truth is a gold grain in a beach of sand, then you are the survivor whose eyes have found it after a final fall. Even a glimpse is a sweet savoring, a sublime sugaring that frosts the crust that formed in the flame, incensing the air with the aroma of what is still yet to come. Wow, when I read these, there's so much in this in a way. It's simple prose, but I guess poetry has become for me the most palpable way to explain, the soul's journey through life, the spirit's journey through this lifetime on earth. So I see, give up. It starts the first line of the second stanza. I tell myself, and then it changes that sentiment because it says, give up, I tell myself, and all the escape plans, all the ways we would try to get away from that firm ground within us that has a plan and a purpose and wants to walk the path of that plan and perfect. So the escape plans are maybe the safety, the security, the easy thing, those sort of things. If I escape anything, may it be doubt. If I evade anything, may it be this way of worrying that winds its way around my neck and pits my day against my neck. So I find in these words that it's very relevant. Sometimes I read the poems that have come through my pen from the past, and thank you, Kelly. So I have to keep switching the comments off and on to get them. So keep leaving them if I don't see them. We're on day 8 of our spring drive for the Integral Heart Family Kids. We had to do 2 deficit drives last year. We still haven't fully recovered from the fact that Global Giving, the platform we used to mainly use, has significantly reduced the matching that they've been able to offer charities like ours. So that's because they have a new CEO. They lost their funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So like everyone in the charity world, even the platforms trying to help the charities, we're always feeling like we have to hustle. And we've gotten 2/3 of the way to our goal. So the final third, which is $5,000, remains. I have some phone calls scheduled today with people that might be able to get us significantly closer. An old guy, he's not old, but an old donor that helped us a lot in 2016 and 17, who I ghost wrote a book for. He was a poor guy, gone rodeo star, gone famous, gone alcoholic, gone businessman, gone to Mexico to build churches, and then had this idea that all these things he was doing was like to prove something, and what he really needed to do was just go home and be a good father and help his family. So in 2016, that was one of my big projects, was helping him ghostwrite his book, and he stayed on for a couple of years helping the kids in the charity. So this is poetry with a purpose. I love that I can open these spaces in the morning, spaces of presence before the day sweeps me away in all of its intricate ins and outs. This is how I always start my mornings, even if I don't have the time, make the time to sit down, consecrate the day for my good and the good of all beings. And sometimes I have hours, like this morning. I got up about 3.5 hours ago, 4:30. So as I did, help Angelina move some garbage to the curb, really clean up and organize the kitchen, striving to be a house guest with a net gain because of my presence here. And then I'm glad I didn't drink the coffee, which has become iced coffee this morning at like 9 p.m. last night in some effort to drain myself with fundraising. I kind of did the adult thing. I said, just go to sleep early, wake up early, and get after it early. So that's where we find me today. I'm hoping some of these conversations I have with potentially larger donors can lead to $500, $1,000 type donations. But I know our work is to reach out to you. My work is to reach out to you, asking you to donate whatever you can, because none of those are assured. But what is assured, I think, is the amount of people that support our cause, that connect with it, and want to see us grow and thrive. It's not lost on me that I'm caught in the trenches now of simply bringing in donations. And while I'm caught in the trenches, I can't get to the castles in the sky we're dreaming about, follow-ups with people from the yoga studio, dropping off flyers. I have like coffee, stuff, and tea from Guatemala. So what I'm gonna do is print today flyers inviting people to donate to the kids, and I'm gonna put a sticker on it to say sign up, starting at $3 a month, and take any of the things, cacao, coffee, some tea, some earrings, and that feels like a good way to leave a presence for the kids at the studio that I'm working a lot with Daya Yoga in New York. I just want to follow up and grab coffee with this teacher who would like to get us involved in opening the door, an invitation to support the kids in high schools in New York. So as I'm in the trenches, it's harder to do those things that don't lead to the immediacy of what we need for the kids. So yeah, I invite you to help me get out of the trenches, help us get out of the trenches so that we can get to where we really need to be, so that we can go even further, so that we can make new connections and new ladders to potential supporters. It is nice. So if you're watching, there's a weird thing with the internet in New York where obviously someone's here because they're leaving comments, but please leave a comment so I can see if they're working. But in the meantime, I'll read another poem from Peons. And I'm so ready to pull the trigger on Peons too, but I can't imagine putting my energy into releasing a book while we're still in the middle of a really important spring drive. The Fall of Fear is perhaps appropriate in this conversation. This was commissioned by Leon Hayes and was written August 16, 2022 in Kasar Devi, India. Me? I'm ready for the fall. Want to watch the deep green of a burning summer surrender to the yellows, reds, and oranges that pave the way to winter. Last summer I hid from the brightness, evaded the crowds, cowered beneath excuses whose only haven is my mind. I welcome the winter, love the way everything is still, not stopped, not dead, but waiting, hidden yet storing up stories of the seasons yet to come, when everything will return fresh and new. I will plant the seeds of last season's flowers, roots entangling in the soil, carrying the consciousness of their unmet mothers. It happens within and without. My eyes witness and my heart unfolds, leaving lonely places to put myself within the flourishing of it all. The sun warms the earth. My heart melts her walls as spring fulfills his promise again. Newness that has never been cycles through us again and again and again. What Makes Me Smile, commissioned by Jennifer Parker, written on the Delhi Kathodam Express, a train in India. What makes me smile? Majesty of the morning, the warmth of tea on porcelain fingers, unscheduled days, the toothless man overwhelmed by the joy of seeing me in his far-off land, alone in the woods with friends, early arrival at the airport, 0.6 millimeters felt-tip pens, the bookstore, a bigger smile if it's a used bookstore. The biggest smile if it's a used book shack with piles of orphan tomes from recently forgotten times. Surprising people, a noun and verb. The Buddha, Jesus, Rumi, playing in a band, cross-religious kindness, mutual understanding, hopeful perspectives, a youthful mind seeing a new height of possibility, placing seeds in the ground, making the best of things. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I love you. The documentary section of the streaming service. Muppets, puppets, mischief, brains, playing with the minds of the fine people of Earth. Puppets, mischief, pranks, poetry, community, poetic communities, poetry communities, telling someone they can live by their own rules. Puppets, mischief, pranks, sunshine, rain, sand, seeing someone pick up garbage nonchalantly from the trail, giving something loved away, looking back at all the ways it seems that things were going wrong and seeing how everything went all right anyways. Inspiration channel into creation, dancing in the street, comic relief, comic belief, because life is too seriously to take seriously. Because ultimately, what are these lives we live but the most unlikely surprise we could have ever imagined? Who are we in the face of our living to paint anything but our utmost grin across each moment? A true smile does not look past the pain, but is an act of sedition against it, not waiting for certain conditions. Smile from your eyes, live from your heart, laugh from your belly. Smile at the storm, nod to the sunny days. Place your hands in the streams and feel blessed. The wisest monks are laughing. The mystics of the world's great religions are smiling a secret to each other without anything to say. Mystics of the world's great tradition are secretly smiling at each other without anything to say, meaning they have no argument with each other. Buddhist monks smiling at Catholic nuns. Catholic nuns smiling at Islamic sadhus. This is a beautiful image, not the arguments between them that could come up. Hi Peggy, good morning. Good night, Teeny in Australia. And if you're watching, guys, I'm working today. 2 days ago, we had an amazing miracle day, $1,500 donation. And then things slowed down. We only had $100 yesterday. Thank you, Wendy, for that. And then things off to a good start today. We have a $20 donation in for the kids. So there's links and stuff. It's easy to find. Message me if you have any trouble. Sometimes the copy and paste forgets. My copy and paste has about a 30-minute memory, and then it forgets what it copied. And I'm like, you're an iPhone. It was one link. It was 1/2 hour. You already forgot iPhone? Maybe there's some setting. I don't know. But yeah, the link should be popping up on your screen. I hope so. So every little bit is going to help us. We have $380 to drop this baby below 5K. So if you can help us today, please do. It's the difference of the world to the kids in our program. From all the beloved known things. How to make life sacred again. The day is fresh and feeds me with quiet splendor. I see how desire buries itself in action and watch how feet walk further than knees dare. Have you seen the slow way birds flock at sunrise? Have you heard each song joining the chorus, cued by the last dimmers of night at the first glimmer of dawn? Don't recite me doctrines. Read me poetry. Show me love. Confirm we're both conquered by this within. This dance of daylight, formal as a waltz. This solar breath, spicy as Latin cuisine. How long has this ritual been going on? Has the morning always beamed with this playful beckoning? Has there always been a certain beacon cutting through self-imposed fogs? The dinosaurs held no downward dog. They inhaled the whole world of experience at hand. How to make life sacred again. Instructions from Dinosaur. Take it easy. Enjoy the ride. Sail into the night. Wake just before dawn. Celebrate everything. At any moment, your mind may drift back to the body and remember how to sail through this choice of chance that may never stop coming around. Hi, Stephanie, around Lake, Illinois. I might restart this live video. Just got that. I think I'm gonna try it from my Wi-Fi data.
On which Facebook or YouTube?
Oh, I'm on the Facebook and the YouTube. This is my host, Angelina.
Are you gonna kill them both?
Most people are afraid to interrupt me when I'm live, but she's not afraid. She's
Well,
not
that's
afraid
because
to
I'm watching in the other
Oh,
room.
cool. You can just sit here and be
Which
part
one's
of it.
YouTube?
This is YouTube.
Oh,
This is
okay, so
Facebook.
you've got more than one person watching on
There's
YouTube.
2 people here.
That's one of them's me for sure.
Oh,
And
me
the other
too.
one's Facebook?
Yeah.
Hi, Facebook. Oh yeah, you got a lot more people watching on Facebook. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh look, you
We're
got
gonna-
people sending you messages over here
Where?
on the bottom one.
Oh, hi.
That's YouTube?
Yeah.
I think YouTube is going to be replacing Facebook. So
Oh, don't listen, Facebook. Don't listen to what she
you
said.
need to get on YouTube.
All right. Well, you might as well be here for this one. Early morning rain. I remember this was like day 3 in India. It had rained all day, all for the past 3 days. I hadn't written poems in a while, like a week, which then was like, well, why haven't I been writing? And this was the poem that broke the drought. There's something pleading in the early morning rain. There's a way the light slants and speaks in slang. And whatever it is, it's here. The birds swear it in the timid tenor of their calls. You can glimpse it in lifetimes written on pretty faces, passed without ever a name. Each illusion is an allusion to where words gather in the stillness of surrendered silence. I reach for a pen to feel its gliding tip graceful across the rice paper. It doesn't seem in search of answers, but symmetry.
Oh.
Is that a good one, Angelina?
Yeah, I thought it ended here, but there was more.
No.
You should show them the drawing on the bottom.
You can't get this book. It was a limited handmade one, but that's the drawing.
Oh, that's a handmade drawing then?
Well, that's Canva. I made this with Canva.
Oh, with Canva handmade. Very cool.
The Maybe It Might Be. From my handmade collection, Bridge That Cuts the Moonlit Sky. You can find it in thrift stores all over America. No, I don't know.
Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Saraswati. Oh, she's here. We're up bright and early.
Yeah. Hi,
Usually
Jenna.
I don't wake up this early, but somebody was wrestling up and I got
I was
curious.
cleaning the house
I know. It was so, he.
and
Can
taking
you
out the
believe
garbage
it? He cleaned.
and organizing and
What a
feng
day.
shuiing your kitchen because you had no space to put things down.
I have that problem. Yeah, I have a collector
Mhm.
of things. Also, I have this friend from Guatemala who keeps leaving little nuggets everywhere.
What
Yeah.
kind of nuggets? Chicken nuggets?
I wish. No, that would probably smell bad. No, like I find little presents you've left me.
Yeah, well, we're changing the story, right? That's why
That's
I'm up.
that's
now,
a-
I'm up every morning like I'm your maid.
Really? Every morning?
That's the plan. Starting this morning.
And that's the cutoff too.
And I leave tomorrow. No, it's just kidding. Maybe. So maybe it might be. So we'll end with this one and then maybe we'll do more. Who
I
knows?
gotta get more tea.
Okay.
Ow. Got a little injury.
Iced Karuna coffee in New York. The maybe it might be. And If you're on Facebook, I keep having to switch the comments off and on to see them, so keep leaving comments if I don't read them. Okay, you wake up at 4 a.m. every day. Why do you do that, Jenna? I mean, I basically do that too when I'm... Okay, now the comments are coming through. Oh, you're at my lake. I'm jealous, Lori. No, I'm happy to be here. I'm not jealous. But, yeah. Let me know. How is it going? So, Lori, Happy Foodie, has just made it for her first time to Lake Atitlan. Maybe it might be from my rare collection, because I only made 136 editions of this, and I only have 2 left. Perhaps it will be a sunrise that everyone stops and really sees, or the cry of a newborn shrieking from a war-torn land and broadcast to all our pocket screens, or the kind gesture of a young child toward an enemy soldier, or 1,000 flowers placed gently into 1,000 rifle barrels. Maybe after each soldier just loses the will, goes home and sobs in the lap of his wife, and maybe each wife calls an estranged friend to make a tearful amends, and so on and so forth, like a pandemic spreads. Or maybe it would be a song streamed through our dopamine devices. Maybe some troubadour will finally find that melody that's been haunting our shadows, the subtle understanding we've all been missing. And maybe a generation of kids will forgive their parents and finally be able to face the fullness of the future, like the future has never been faced before. Or maybe 1 million of us will just be so tired of it all that we'll just opt out. We'll say, thank you very much, but none of this is for me. And we'll walk away and hug the homeless and dance in the street and greet everyone with such caring and kindness that they will abandon all lesser endeavor to find this. Because once you glimpse it, it begins to haunt and taunt you. It taints the tower of the little temple you built for yourself to store up all you could grab while still alive, which won't be for long. And then what choice will remain but to leave it all without regret or lingering? Remember, you are still on time's good side. Maybe it's here right now, in the impulse of these words. Maybe it's in the hope for it. Maybe it is the hope for it, that in spite of all the infinite places a mind might meander, this one looked out at it all and wished it well. Well, that's great. Early morning practice and Bible study. I'm into that. That's a great way to reason to get up early. 3:36 a.m. is like my ideal wake-up time. Actually, the time I was born too. And there has been mornings in New York where I didn't set an alarm and I slept till like 8:30. I have a lot of drive in me, so I can kind of keep going. And it's good. I've learned in my 30s more than my 20s to rest. Thanks, Jenna. Yeah, I love reading poetry in the morning. I do it anyways, every morning. That I'm in an ideal wake up. I get up very early. If I'm at Karuna, I'm under the starlight. If there's starlight in the moonlight, I'm drinking tea, doing some Tibetan stuff with the body to keep me healthy, and then dropping into stillness, whatever meditation is for you. I find that's a space that I can live a really good day from. And I find when I don't have the space for that, the day can still be really good, but I feel a little more distant from it, like a little more caught in my mind. So, it's a practice, meditation, morning practice, because it's never perfect. I've been meditating in a certain way since high school, in a very concerted way, for the past 10 years. Hi, Angelina, on YouTube, and she's also in the kitchen, I believe. But like staying in shape, you can't stay in shape for 10 years and then just say I'm good now. It's a practice, it's a decision, it's a choice to try to bring the best out in you, to hopefully have that intention to bring out the best in the world. So today I we got to get after this, guys. The Integral Heart. It's day 8, week 2 of our drive. So many of you watching have helped us get 2/3 the way around the track. Integral Heart, we're still rebuilding from the fact that $30,000 to $40,000 in matching that used to be available to us, based on our platform losing their CEO in connection to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That was the adjustment of our numbers, so that's been significant. We have managed to get through that over the past year, get where we need to be, and this is another one of those times where we need to do that and get where we need to be. And I'm hoping to wrap that up as soon as possible so that I can explore the greater opportunities that are showing their face here in New York. But it is harder to do those things when we just got to get these numbers and we're in the trenches. It's harder to schedule meetings all day for my next visit in New York, to focus on probably at this point what we do in the schools in New York, connecting high school students to the cause. This is, these conversations are probably for the fall, September, October, so they're really important. That's how we've gotten to where we need to be in the past 10 years, but they're not instant payout results of where we need to be in the spring to buy the kids what they need to go to school, the books, the bags, the food on the table. So
Your director has some notes.
yeah, okay.
Just on YouTube, the words are backwards.
Oh.
So hold it up the other way. You see that? Oh, it's that way on Facebook too.
Yeah, it's okay. I know.
You can read it backwards
I think
online.
the
Just
kids'
give them a little
the
more
kids'
time.
faces. So
Yeah.
full disclosure, because of the mirror effect of the camera, my face is opposite in this photo.
Oh, that's why I look better looking in real life.
So tell us about the kids, Angelina. That's what
Okay,
we're talking
but only
about
if you
now.
lose those glasses.
No,
Come
Angelina.
on.
You don't get to
They're so-
come into my lives and
I thought I was the
interrupt
director.
and take over and tell me to take my glasses off.
So you're not gonna hire me as your director?
No.
They're just so
I'm about
shiny.
to fire you from this video.
I just can't see your eyes because of the
okay.
reflection.
There you go. My eyes.
Everybody's gonna thank me for that because everybody wants to see your
But
beautiful
then I can't
eyes.
read the comments.
Oh yeah, you can take them on and off. That's really good. Yeah,
I
like
don't
when,
think that's really
make
good.
sure when you take them off, you shake your hair a little. Yeah.
Okay.
So Integral Heart. Is there anybody new?
Angelina and I are friends that operate on a different wavelength.
Can you tell?
She's noticed, yeah.
I'm like, I do this for a living a little bit, like media.
No, it's
So.
true. That is. She is the professional in this field.
So there's
I
somebody
don't
out
doubt
here-
you. I don't doubt you.
See, now I've got rid of all the glare,
Uh-huh.
and you can almost read this. So it's Integral Heart. This is a spelling.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, if you're new.
Don't know how to spell integral.
It's a little bit hard to spell, so try to do it backwards here.
I gotta put my glasses on to read these things. Have a great day, Jenna. Okay, so now the comments are coming back. So if you wanted to direct me or Angelina, leave a comment now.
You can be the director. Apparently, I'm not getting the job.
No, you got the job.
Okay, good. But yeah, it's INTEGRAL. Heart.
Yeah. So you interrupted me fundraising for the kids, so I don't feel like you've replaced that message.
Okay, well, you wanted me to be more personal, but I just want to make sure everybody can find them.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, see if we can
So
see
there's
their
a link
faces
on
a
your
little better
there's
there.
a link on your screen that's appearing.
All right. So,
Okay.
What
Lori
do you want
says
me
you're
to
my
talk
personal
about?
assistant.
oh,
I think
now
that's
that
the kindest thing you could be called right now.
wow, downgraded. Some people call me an art director.
You help this cause. So I know I can get that out from you. Like
You're trying to get me to be to talk about something personal about this. Well,
yeah, why we're friends through a fundraiser for the
Oh,
Integral
yeah,
Heart in New
okay.
York. So I know
we're
you know,
trying to
I know
open up
you
that.
get involved in a lot of stuff, and you try to recycle your things responsibly in life.
No,
So
no,
I know you
actually,
care.
I
Like,
don't really. I'm actually not a part of too many charities. This is
Oh.
like, I like St. Jude's. I try to donate every year, but and there was like one or two other charities that I was supporting for a while, but I'm back to Integral Heart. And one of the reasons I really like it, and maybe more than some of the other charities, is because I know somebody who actually works there. He's a real human, and he's always on Facebook Live, and so you're like, okay, he really lives down there. He's like on live with the kids sometimes, like they're real people, and so it makes it when you're given the money, you're like, you feel a little more, what's the word?
Hey,
Confident.
Sue. Hi, Sue. I can see
Confident
you Friday.
that you're saying hi to
Oh,
Seth.
you can keep talking.
Okay, I thought that was for me. I needed to speed
Oh,
up or
wow.
something.
It's way easier to hear you when I take this earbud out. I was
Okay.
kind of in my own isolated world. I don't know if this is even a microphone or if the phone's picking it. I don't know what's going on. Go on.
I don't know either, but be careful with that.
Hello.
It might be the microphone
Hello.
on your earbuds.
Could be. So I'll
If
just
you're
set
hearing
I'll
out
just
of
set
them.
it on my glasses then, so it's in a good spot. Is this a good look?
Better than before, for sure.
Cool.
Anyway, I thought I was just the director.
Yeah.
I lost
Well,
what I was saying.
I feel you're redeeming yourself. You know, you
was
were about to get fired, but now I thought you were about to totally redeem yourself.
You just love triggering me, don't you?
I don't know. I didn't come into your live video. I was just sitting here by myself talking to iPhones.
I just wanted to make sure people get it because it is. I think it's a really important charity, and I think you can be confident where your money goes. You can be confident in what these kids are learning too, and also one of my favorite parts is that the school is run by Guatemalans.
Yeah.
So it's a charity that like enriches, the Guatemalans, not the Americans.
Yeah. We are 2/3 the way funded for our spring drive. So we have $5,380 left to go. My hope today is to get that under $5,000. So that is a $380 goal. I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me. It's all work. My iPhone seems to know because when I move them up and down, it sends me a message. Wow. I don't know. It's like weird because I have YouTube going here. It's like switching between. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's read one more poem.
I can't tell by watching either.
This whirling, twirling, from the upwards we could still climb. This great symmetry within it all, repeating forms of shell and coral and the shapes of the cycles we circle within. We are strange loops, dervishes in a twirling cosmos. Who dares to spin from the center? Itself a pattern found from conch shells to that great center galaxy spiral around. Have you searched the vast fields of empty space? Have you carried yourself quietly across the deserts you deserted yourself within? Here on Earth, we have errant atoms and bus stops and smiling and stupas where elder women bow. And there is calculating and grandfathers who call the ground friend, who leave offerings just the way their grandmother did. And there are cold souls in the icy blades of separation. And there is speculation and selfishness that leaves children to raise themselves. May they raise themselves as high as the world sinks low. And there are reunions and well-employed regrets and social benefit concerts and mother squirrels suckling their young. So why not be hopeful? Who are you but some blessed child of life herself? Remember those baby suckling squirrels with their soft closed eyes the next time you feel like dropping all you love into the cold winds of despair and regret. You are being fed like this too. But you are so young, eyes closed, you cannot see it. But within the warmth of your body, maybe you can feel it. Hold yourself to feel the warmth of something living. Something in you keeps you from the cold. No one cares or can control it. You can decorate the inner sanctum of your mind as you please. I try to fill mine with soft, warm things. I dwell with the flowers, then return to the earth with new seeds. I like to keep music and incense about the room. Delicate treasures, but not all will survive the earthquakes that rumble on outside. There will also be storms, and times with no one steering and nowhere to go. There will be times of no looking back, and times when all you can do is look behind and waver. You see, our world is so saturated with living, it is also filled with dying. That's the biggest one you'll face. And in between, there is waiting and wondering, in times when your hands are full of seeds, when what your earth really needs is a good weeding. The only way to soften the hardening earth is to cast your song. You shape your song even in the shadows. So see them kindly when shadows look at you with no love in their eyes. Sing to silence and she will listen. Say to silence what will beckon you into her fold. It's only poetry if you don't reach into you and touch the places it reaches from. It's only when you have nothing left to lose that you stand to gain what you cannot lose. And it's only after you've lost everything that you'll find out what that is. It's the dervish. Well, friends, I am going to continue making some calls, sending some messages, asking for help for this drive for our kids. So if you could share the link, if you can contribute anything today, we have one more lap to go around to get to our goal of $15,000. That was the total spring drive goal, and we have $380 to get that to 1/3. So we're almost there, and one more third of the lap. And in the meantime, I'll be reaching out to our potential larger funders, doing what we can do. Failure is not an option, so success is inevitable, and together we got this. Wishing you a beautiful morning.